Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Fire boss teases conflict between Herrmann and Mouch in Season 13. Herrmann, David Eigenberg, and Mouch, Christian Stolt, are two of the most beloved characters on Chicago Fire. They are the wily veterans, the guys who can always be relied on to do their work and dispense helpful advice to the younger team. Well, drama is waiting around the corner for these two in Season 13. The best friends are going to be put in a situation where one of them may be forced out of Firehouse 51 in an effort to further one of their careers. Neither wants to go, which will invariably lead to some heated conversations. Chicago Fire showrunner Andrea Newman confirmed this revelation during a recent chat with TV Insider. She noted that Herrmann and Mouch are both at a point where their rank makes it tough for them to coexist under the same roof as Kelly Severide, Taylor Kinney, and Stella Kidd, Miranda Ray Mayo. There's only so many high-ranking positions in one firehouse, so the solution would be to send one of these veterans elsewhere so they can lead a less experienced team. Things get complicated further by the involvement of Chief Dom Pascal, Dermot Mulroney. Pascal is in charge of 51, but upcoming events will make his ties to the firehouse tenuous as well. Somebody will have to go. This is such a fun and intriguing triangle, Newman explained. Everyone has different desires, skills, relationships, and Pascal, Herrmann, and Mouch are all heading full speed towards the end, where only 2 seats will be available. The showrunner made it clear that this will not be a case where an easy solution is discovered, and all 3 men will get to stay out. This is a problem that will cause an enormous 51 shakeup. One of them will have to go, and they all know it, Newman promised. So the game's afoot. We saw the beginning of this conflict in the episode, Too Close. Pascal called Mouch into his office and set up the idea of Mouch transferring to another firehouse. Unsurprisingly, the character turned it down. He made it clear he wanted to stay at 51 with his friends, which led to an intense back and forth. Pascal has also tried to prime and mentor Herrmann for his eventual leadership role. He asked that Herrmann stand by his side and observe during the One Chicago crossover, but Herrmann ditched his post and demanded he be allowed to help when things got out of hand. The smart money suggests Pascal will be the one forced to leave 51. That said, we don't know what the debate leading up to a transfer will do to Herrmann and Mouch's friendship moving forward. We hope they can get past it. Assuming, of course, they still work together when all is said and done. Chicago Fire showrunner Derek Oz has always known how to keep fans on their toes, and it looks like Season 13 will be no different. In a recent interview, Hayes teased an upcoming storyline that could shake the very foundation of Firehouse 51. Longtime best friends Christopher Herrmann and Randy Mouch Holland will find themselves at odds in a way that fans have never seen before. For over a decade, Herrmann and Mouch have been the comedic backbone of Firehouse 51, bringing humor, wisdom, and loyalty to the squad. But Season 13 will test that friendship like never before. These guys have been through a lot together, Haas explained. They've had each other's backs through fires, near-death experiences, and even family struggles. But this season, we're exploring what happens when a core belief divides them. And let me tell you, it's going to get tense. According to insiders, the conflict arises when Firehouse 51 is faced with an ethical dilemma on a call. A building fire leads to a life-or-death decision, and Herrmann and Mouch take opposite stances on how to handle the situation. It starts as a professional disagreement, but it quickly becomes personal, Haas teased. They both feel strongly about their choices, and neither one is willing to back down. Rumors suggest that the conflict stems from a policy change within the department, one that Mouch views as necessary for safety, while Herrmann sees it as a betrayal of their duty as firefighters. The disagreement escalates beyond the firehouse walls, affecting their families, their friendships, and even the dynamic within Truck 81 and Squad 3. Christian Stolt, who plays Mouch, admitted that even he was shocked by the storyline when he first read the script. Mouch and Herrmann are like brothers, so to see them go head-to-head like this, it was emotional. I think the fans are going to feel it just as deeply as we did filming it. David Eigenberg, who brings the fiery and passionate Herrmann to life, agreed. Herrmann has always been a guy who speaks his mind, but when that passion puts him at odds with someone he respects as much as Mouch, It's heartbreaking. Fans can expect this feud to spill over into several episodes, with tensions rising as the rest of the firehouse is forced to pick sides. It affects Brett, Kid, Bowden, everyone, Haas said. When two senior members of 51 are at odds, it creates a ripple effect that can't be ignored. But will the conflict push one of them too far? While Haas remained tight-lipped about whether this fight could lead to a major departure, he did hint that the resolution wouldn't come easily. This isn't a simple misunderstanding that gets wrapped up in an episode. This is deep, and it's going to take time for the wounds to heal, if they heal at all. Some fans worry that this storyline could mark the end of an era, with speculation already swirling about the futures of several cast members. Could this be the fight that forces one of them to walk away? Every season, we challenge our characters in new ways, Haas said. This year that means exploring what happens when loyalty and belief systems clash. The rift between Herrmann and Mouch is set to kick off early in Season 13, and it will have lasting consequences for the firehouse. Whether their bond can survive remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: Chicago Fire is about to deliver one of its most emotional and intense storylines yet. As the season premiere draws closer, fans will have to brace themselves for a different kind of fire, one that burns between two of Firehouse 51's most beloved veterans. Season 13 of Chicago Fire is shaping up to be one for the books, and showrunner Andrew Newman has just teased an unexpected but compelling conflict brewing between two of Firehouse 51's most beloved veterans, Christopher Herrmann and Randy Mouch McClelland. These two have been the heart and soul of the Firehouse for over a decade, bringing humor, wisdom, and unshakable camaraderie to every call. But according to Newman, the upcoming season will see their bond tested in ways we haven't seen before. Herrmann and Mouch have always had this deep, brotherly relationship, she explained. But just like real brothers, they're not immune to conflict. And in Season 13, something happens that forces them to take sides, creating a real rift. Naturally, fans are buzzing with speculation. What could possibly pit these two against each other? Is it something professional? Personal? A clash of leadership styles? While Newman remains tight-lipped about the specific cause of the tension, she promises it's an emotionally charged storyline that will pull at viewers' heartstrings. A long-standing bond put to the test. Herrmann and Mouch are the old guard of Firehouse 51. They've seen colleagues come and go, rookies turn into veterans, and crises that have shaken them to the core. Mouch, the steadfast, slightly grumpy but good-natured firefighter, has always been a source of comic relief and wisdom. Herrmann, fiery and passionate, has taken on a paternal role within the house, often acting as the voice of reason, but also the voice of intense frustration. Their dynamic has been largely unshakable, despite the occasional bickering. But according to Newman, the upcoming rift will be unlike anything we've seen before. It's not a silly disagreement, she clarified. It's not just about some prank gone wrong or a difference of opinion on how to handle a firehouse tradition. This is something deeply personal and important to both of them.